Now, speaking of premise liability, Daly has a question here, and Daly's email question has an interesting twist to it. He says, I was shopping at a big store and I had a TV fall on me. And I was trying to get a box off the shelf and another box came down too, and it crunched my neck and my back. But here's the thing, nobody saw it happen. So what evidence do I need to prove that it actually did happen? And I'm sure this happens to a lot of people too. You know, you reach for something or, you know, something happens at a store and no one else witnessed it. So how do you handle that?
All I've got to say in response to David's question is that I think he is the architect of his own undoing. Now, that said, BJ, why don't you deal with the law on the question?
Well, as far as if nobody saw it, first from a practical standpoint, most places nowadays, businesses have cameras. So if you're smart enough to go hire a lawyer quickly, that lawyer can then send a letter to the facility saying, there was an injury there, I want a copy of your videotape. And then they have to produce it to you, or generally have to at least let you look at it. Whether they produce it to you or not remains a different question. But then
also, wouldn't you call the manager over right
away? Oh, sure.
away?
Yeah. You certainly have to report it and get an incident report and all that. I was assuming that would be done. Yeah, you go up and say, I fell down, and they would do their inspection. But as far as down the road, once you've gotten a little further along, you need to get that video if there is one. You know, they work both ways. We've had cases where our clients describe something and we get the video and it's a totally different incident, so we decline the case. Sometimes that happens, but more times than not, it substantiates what the client said, and it's a good piece of evidence because you can't dispute the video.
Okay, well, I just learned something there because I didn't realize that you can view the video even if they don't give you a copy of the video. Well, I never realized that.
Yeah, we have a right to discover that. You can make them produce the video if they have it.
Yeah, we have a case involving, it's not really the premises liability case, but our client was standing at an ATM at a bank in Warner Robins when a lady hit the gas instead of the brakes, and she drove her car into him as he was standing there and pinned him against a pole and broke his leg real badly. So it wasn't a premises case. We weren't suing the bank, but we were going to sue the lady. But the bank had it all on videotape. But they wouldn't give it to us until we were going to file suit. But I went down and looked at it, so we were able to see what it said. And if we got far enough, we could have gotten it, but we were able to settle the case.